Insiders, I'm excited to shoot day 5 here. I'm actually in the space that we're going to do the workshop at, so let me kind of pan around here. Behind me is the movie theater is back that way. And then we have some cool space over here, couches, and then big kind of kitchen area, and then over here is like the other area. So a lot more space you can tell, and then actually up there, if you look way up there, is where there's a balcony and where the pool table and ping pong table is. Anyway, so let me shoot from here now. Today, day 5 is the believe in yourself solution. So I did want to revisit briefly the forgiveness solution just to kind of bring home one important point that I didn't mention, that I think is very relevant in the discussion when you talk about forgiveness. And as I mentioned, forgiveness is one of the most important solutions in the whole book, really, at this point, as far as I'm concerned. And so one of the examples I like to give is that it takes incredible courage and strength to forgive someone that's hurt us, right? Because we feel like we're condoning their actions and whatnot. And the other challenge, though, is to forgive someone, to let go of that pain, to let go of that action, also is letting go of our identity that we hold on to as a victim, as the one that was hurt, as the one that was punished or hurt or mistreated or whatever you want to consider, however that played out, that you have to forgive them for so you can move forward, right? And so you can forgive yourself, of course, as well. And so it's important to kind of understand that part of the forgiveness process is, of course, letting yourself free, but part of the reason you're freeing yourself is you're no longer going to allow that victim mode to kick in with yourself where you get stuck in this woe is me kind of space. And that's why it's so important. So with that being said, let's move on to day 5, believe in yourself solution. The believe in yourself solution is also incredibly important, right? Because it's based off the most fundamental concept of all, which is if you do not believe in yourself, you will likely not take action or even see opportunities as they're presented that are things that you can achieve or do or accomplish, right? Because the bottom line is we will only do as we believe we can accomplish. And so if I have a wall put up in front of me and I don't think I can get past it, then I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to see the solutions that actually will help me get past it. So it's so important for us to believe in ourselves and what we're doing, right? And so we talk about the placebo effect with this whole perspective. And the placebo effect is this idea that we can take these sugar pills, but if we're told they're a medicine of some sort, they will literally prove the validity of that drug, like what the drug we were told it was supposed to be. And it's amazing that sometimes even the trials they do with these medicines and the pharmaceutical companies do, the placebo will actually have better results than the actual drug they're using to create, to grow hair or to do whatever you're talking about doing. And so very interesting around that statistic. And once again, it's all about believing something works, believing that this actually does what you're trying to achieve. And so that's why it's so fundamental. And let's take a look here, a couple of things. I'm going to come over here and I'll take a look at a couple other things. So the biggest thing that we want to do with this day's solution is look at the teetotalers and the list of teetotalers, because that can really free some of this energy we have around this idea that to be sober means that we're not going to be popular or successful or happy or any of these other things that a lot of these lies we tell us, right? The whole lie detector solution, as you guys all probably remember, most of you do that have done chapter 11. And so the idea behind that is that the teetotalers allow us to see all these people in the walks of life, from sports and athletics to celebrities to politics to just role models that we might have that are sober and have chosen to be sober, even though they might not have had any drinking issue at all in the past. Some of them have, some of them haven't, but that's something really important to understand. And so that's really it for this. It's kind of the whole idea. The whole book is about believing in yourself and creating this dynamic of belief. And so the fun facts that I have listed here are the stories. So the stories are interesting. The original hope with the book was to actually have some of these success celebrity stories included in the book, but it ended up being this really huge undertaking. It was just not possible. And so the stories we did include were stories that people that did the 30-day sobriety solution and were successful doing it. And those were exciting. It was incredibly challenging to get the stories we had, though, because people are private and concerned about that. And so, they had to have all the guarantees that their identity wouldn't be shared, of course, and understandably. And so that was one of the kind of the fun facts and one of the challenges we had with the book. It took a lot of effort to get the stories in there. We would have loved to have a story every day, but it just ended up being a time-sensitive issue where we couldn't. So maybe the next edition, maybe if we do another edition here, we will. So anyway, I hope that covers the day is what you're hoping, and I hope you have a great weekend. And I'm looking forward to posting this and then seeing all the people that are signed up for the Agreements to Achievements challenge that we presented on Monday night. So I haven't even looked at that room yet, but when I post this, I'm going to look at the room. So have a great night and weekend. Thanks.